Mahirap noong simula. Subalit habang unti-unting nakikilala ang restaurant niya, ay unti-unti rin nararagdagan ang mga customers nila. Naibalik na niya sa kanyang ama ang kalahati ng perang hiniram niya rito. Kaunting panahon pa, ay tiyak niyang maibabalik din niya rito ang kabuuang halaga. Her restaurant manager, Rina, was a blessing for her. Masipag ito, at alam na nito ang gagawin sa bawat sitwasyon. Malawak na kasi ang karanasan nito sa pagpapatakbo ng isang fine dining restaurant. In other words, she didn't have to worry about the trivial things anymore because Rina had a handle on that. Iyon ang ginagawa niya ng mga sandaling iyon. Sa tulong ng kanyang kitchen crew na binubuo ng 10 junior chef, ay inihahanda nila ang order ng bagong set ng diners. Kakatapos lang niyang lagyan ng chocolate shavings ang pinakahuling item. Isang dessert plate. Nang lapitan siya ni Rina. May phone call ka. A certain Venus something. May itatanong lang daw sa iyo. Alright. Pakisabi sandali na lang ako. Tapos pakitransfer na rin ang tawag sa local call. Pagkatapos maghugas ng mga kamay, ay nagtungo siya sa maliit na opisina niya na nasa pagitan ng kusina at ng dining area. Ibinagsak niya ang katawan sa upuan na naruroon. She was a bit. Sos Mistoras, this is Lara Francisco speaking. Aniya pagkatapos abutin at ilapat sa tenga ang auditibo. Walang ligoy makipag-usap ang babae sa kabilang linya. Ang sabi nito, ay gusto raw kunin ng boss nito ang serbisyo niya. At first, she thought it was for a special function or something. So she asked for the details. Pero nang malaman niyang gusto pala siyang kunin bilang personal chef ng amo nito, ay muntik na siyang humagalpak ng tawa. Naturally, she declined the offer. Sinubukan ni Venus na baguhin ang isip niya. Subalit nabigo ito. I'm sorry, Venus. I'm really very flattered by all of this. But my decision is final. It's a no. Drop by the house this Sunday, Iho, and have dinner with me and your father. I can't commit yet, Mother. I have to check my schedule first. Tugon ni Patty sa sinabi ng kanyang ina mula sa kabilang linya ng telepono. Narinig niya ang exaggerated na paghugot nito ng hininga. Have we come to this? Do we have to set an appointment just to see our one and only son? Frankly, I'm offended. Let me remind you, in case you've forgotten, my dear boy, we are your parents. So show your appreciation once in a while and spared us a little of your valuable time. Natawa siya sa litanya nito. You're being melodramatic again, Mommy. You can't blame me. I miss my little boy. It's been a while since I last saw you. Tama ito. The last time he saw his parents was way back when his grandfather celebrated his 81st birthday. Ginanap ang magarbong handaan noon pang Setyembre at Enero na ngayon. I won't take no for an answer. He sighed. All right, Mommy. I'll be there on Sunday. Pagpayag niya para manahimik na ito. May kompromiso siya sa araw na iyon, pero gagawa na lamang niya ng paraan. Pagkatapos makuha ang sagot na gusto nito, ay nagpaalam na rin ito sa kanya. Maya-maya ay bumukas ang pinto ng opisina niya at iniluwaan niyon ang figura ng assistant niya. Here are the papers you asked me to get for you, saad nito. Great. Thank you, Venus. He needed to study those marketing plans for their soon-to-be-launched product. Inilapag nito sa mesa niya ang mga dokumento. Any news on that chef? Naalala niyang itanong dito. Siya ang tumawag sa kanyang ina at kaya niya tinawagan ito dahil gusto niyang ipasa rito ang kasalukuyang chef niya. As expected, she agreed. His mother couldn't seem to get enough help. Ito na lamang at ang kanyang ama ang naiwan sa bahay. Ngunit pakiwari niya. Sa tuwing bibisita siya roon, ay parami ng parami ang mga kawaksi nito. He guessed a part of the reason was because his mother loved to boss people around. Hindi na kasi nito nagawa iyon sa mga anak nito. Matagal na siyang bumukod ng tirahan. The same was true for his younger sister Reza, who was currently living in high life in Spain. I talked to her earlier. Tugon ni Venus sa tanong niya. Her? You mean she's a she? Yes. Her name is Lara Francisco. The name didn't ring a bell. Maybe she was one of those dime dozens spacefaring chefs. Ganoon kasi ang kasalukuyang chef niya. Sa isang cruise ship ito nagtatrabaho bago lumipat sa kanya. Go on. Saad niya. I offered her the job like you asked me to, but she turned it down. Kumunot ang noo niya. Hindi siya sanay sa tinatanggihan siya. Tuwiran man o hindi tuwiran. Talk to her again. Itanong mo kung magkano ang kailangan natin ibigay para magbago ang isip niya. Pagkatapos sabihin iyon, ay dinismiss na niya ito. A couple of hours later, he called Venus again. Humingi siya ng update sa task na ipinagawa niya rito. That included the Finenki chef Lara, who he honestly believed was just playing hard to get. I called her up again, and she gave me the same answer. It's still a no. He wasn't expecting that. Ang buong akala niya, ay hindi nito matatanggihan ang ubod ng laking alok niya. His current chef was already earning an amount only tad lower than the 5-star hotel we're paying. Inalok na niya ito ng double ng halagang iyon subalit tumanggi ito. Pagkatapos ay sinabi niya rito, through Venus, na ito na ang magbigay ng halagang gusto nito. Pero humindi pa rin ito. Ano ba ang problema nito? Was she holding out for more? That wasn't right. He was bothered all the afternoon. Ganoon talaga siya. Hindi mapakali hanggat hindi nakukuha ang gusto niya. Matanda na siya. Subalit pagdating sa aspetong iyon, ay daig pa niya ang isang bata. He loathed to admit it, but that was one of the drawbacks of growing up spoiled. Sanay siya sa bawat kapreso niya na nakukuha niya. Otherwise, the petulant little kid inside him ended up throwing a mental tantrum. Of course, he had more sense than to literally throw a tantrum. Napangiti siya sa naisip. He imagined himself doing just that. Tiyak na magugulantang ang mga empleyado niya kung sakasakali. Pasado 7:00 na ng gabi nang makatanggap siya ng bisita. Si Faith. There was one person more spoiled than him on the planet. It was this girl. Hello, Brad. Bati niya rito nang walang abisong pumasok ito sa opisina niya. Faith's family and his were very close. Matalik na magkaibigan ang ama ng mga abuelo nila. That was how the kinship started. Nagpatuloy ang pagkakaibigan iyon. Sa mga sumunod na salinlahi, too bad Faith didn't have a brother. Kung sakali ay tiyak na matalik na kaibigan niya ang kapatid nito ngayon. Hey yourself. Are you done yet? My dad wanted me to ask you out to dinner. Pabor siya sa ideya. Nagugutom na rin siya. At nakakawalang gana ng kumain ng mag-isa. Naisip na rin kung saan niya ito dadalhin para kumain. Okay, you're lucky. Maswerte ka at wala akong ibang plano ngayong gabi. Totoo iyon. And if you did, you'll cancel whatever it is you have planned and go out with me? Or else, lagot ka kay daddy. Natawa siya. That was truth. Both their family keeps throwing them on each other. Her father more than his parents. Iisa na lang ang magulang nito dahil ulila na ito sa ina. A few years back, her mother died for an ovarian cancer. It was understood that he and Faith would marry someday. Batid niyang malapit nang mangyari iyon. It was only a question of waiting for Faith to grow up. Mas bata ito sa kanya ng 9 na taon. He was 33 now, while she had just turned 24. Bata pa lamang sila, ay kapwa alam na nila na balang araw ay magiging mag-asawa sila. Wala siyang maramdaman pagtutol sa planong iyon. Paano niya tututulan ng isang bagay na bago pa man siya lubusang nagkaisip, ay natutuhan na niyang tanggapin? He knew he could play around all he wanted for now. But when the time came, it was Faith who would ultimately settle down with. Isang eventuality iyon na hindi niya maaaring takasan. It was like death. Eventually, everybody would die. Not that he thought a life with Faith would be like a death sentence. Ang totoo ay sang-ayon din siya sa kasunduan ng pamilya nila. Given his status, it was hard to look for a partner without doubting her intentions. At the back of his mind, he would always wondering whether or not his bride chose him for himself or for his hefty bank account. With Faith, he didn't have to worry, since her family was almost as wealthy as his was. Nasisiguro niyang magiging mabuting asawa at magiging ina ito. Despite the pettiness, she was basically a good person, and she was real pretty too. May mahihiling pa ba siya? Huwag nang idagdag ang mabuting maidudulong ng pagpapakasal nila sa mga negosyo ng kanya-kanyang pamilya nila. Right. I'll be a couple of minutes more. In the meantime, amuse yourself first. Ania, hurry up. You know I hate waiting. Tila kondensadang saad nito. You do what you have to do, okay? I'll just go to the ladies' room. Napangiti na lang siya. Didn't he just say she was spoiled? Nagpakawala ng buntong hininga si Lara nang lumapat ang pag-upo niya sa kitchen stool. Ang akala niyang hindi nang matatapos na peak hour rush ay sa wakas. Natapos na din. Naiserve na ang lahat ng order. Sumakatuwin. Nagampanan na niya ang tungkulin na kailangan niyang gampanan. It was now time to wind down. Minasahin niya ang binti niyang kanina pang nangangalay. Ang downside ng trabaho niya ay palagi siyang nakatayo. But it was all right. Although her job was tiring, it was also very rewarding. Habang nagpapahinga siya ay nilapitan siya ni Rina. Halika muna sandali. May fan ka na naman. Anito. Hindi na nito kailangan mag-elaborate pa dahil naunawaan kaagad niyang ibig nitong sabihin. Dumarating talaga ang pagkakataon na pinapatawag siya ng customer para purihin. She could do without the attention but she guessed it came with a job. Ayaw niyang magkaroon ng impresyon ng ibang tao na prima donna siya. Kaya kahit mas gusto sana niyang magpahinga, ay sumunod na rin siya kay Rina na nagpatiuna na palabas ng kitchen area. Dinala siya nito sa bahagi na nakareserba para sa mga VIP clients nila. Para sa karagdagang privacy, may mga accordion dividers na tumatabing sa bawat mesa na naroon at malayo iyon sa main dining area. Tumigil siya sa pinakadulong mesa kung saan ang isang babae at isang lalaki ang nakaupo. The woman was in her early 20s. Maganda at halatang may kaya ito. Everything on her screamed signature. She knew because she's not too long ago. She was like her too. Kinabaliwan din niya ang mga fashion trends. Basta bago at basta sikat. Kailangan mayroon din siya. There was a time when she let her clothes carry her, and not the other way around. Pero ibang-iba na ang closet niya ngayon. Ang mga damit panlakad niya ay nasa dulo na ng rack. Ang nasa bungad ay mga puting uniforme niya. Kahit maaari namang hindi, ay tinitiyak niya na palagi niyang suot ang chef uniform niya kapag nasa kusina siya. Iyon ang suot niya ng mga sandaling iyon. Hindi na niya maalala kung kailan siya huling nag-shopping. Para saan pa? She didn't need all those clothes to boost her spirit anymore. Bukod doon, zero na ang social life niya ngayon. Kaya saan naman niya gagamitin ang mga damit na pamimilhi niya? Nevertheless, she still knew her labels. She recognized the girl's pink and green purse. It was Juicy Couture. On her top was Michael Masons. Hindi niya makita ng lubos ang jeans nito dahil nakaupo ito. Pero kung hindi siya nagkakamali, ay Tabernitis so iyon. On the other hand, the guy he was with looked like a typical executive. Naka-business suit ito, complete with coat and tie. He could pass for a doctor quite easily. Ang linis-linis kasi at bango-bangong tingnan ito. But he executed so much power and confidence to be mistaken for a mere doctor. Kitang-kita niya ang tiwala nito sa sarili at sa body language nito. And his eyes. They look so intelligent. Parang mga baol ng karunungan ang mga iyon. Nagsalita si Rina. Hello again. I would like to introduce you to Chef Lara. Lara. This is Mr. Pani Montenegro and his companion. Faith. Salo ng binata. Ngumiti siya. Nice to meet you both. Aniya. The pleasure is all mine. Balik naman ni Pani. Isang matipid na ngiti at tango lamang ang itinugon sa kanya ng kasama nito. If I may, I would like to invite you to join our table for a while. All right. Nagpaunlak siya. She didn't really want to. She was just being polite. Tumayo ang binata at pinaghila siya ng upuan. May breathing sa loob-loob niya. Nang makaupo siya, ay nagpaalam na si Rina at iniwan niya siya roon. I would like to compliment you on the fine food. Pagbubukas nito ng usapan. Thank you. Tinanong nito kung matagal na siyang nagluluto. Sinagot naman niya ito ng tapat. All my life. However, professionally, just a little over a year. I see. Pagkatapos ay tinanong nito kung anong culinary level na siya. Executive chef. Bali walang tugon niya. Technically, wala pa talaga siya sa level na iyon dahil kulang pa ang certifications niya. Pero dahil restaurant niya iyon at siya ang nagpapatakbo ng kusina, ay maituturing na executive chef siya by default. Marami pa itong itinanong sa kanya. Itinanong din siya kung ano-anong kusin ang kaya niyang lutuin, kung saan siya nag-training, kung ano ang specialty niya, kung gaano karami ang mga plato na kaya niyang ihanda sa isang meal, at kung ano-ano pa. Ang lahat naman ng tanong nito ay sinagot niya sa abot ng kanyang makakaya. Ano ba ito, Mr. Montenegro? Q&A portion para sa isang press con? Maya-maya ay himig nagbibirong tanong niya. Pani. Just call me Pani. Ang dami mo namang tanong, Pani. Indulge me. I have one more question for you. This is the last one. I promised. All right. What's the question? You see? It's rare that I encounter people who are imprudent enough to turn down a good break when one goes one's way. Nalukot ang noo niya. Hindi niya maintindihan ito. Tiningnan siya nito na parabang hinihintay nito ang tugon niya. Was there a question already? Nagpatuloy ito. My assistant tells me you turned down my offer. Suddenly, everything became clear to her. So you're Venus' boss? She asked. Nakadama siya ng bahagyang iritasyon nang maalala ang sinabi nito. Siya ba ang tinutukoy nito na imprudent? What was he driving at? At wala siyang common sense dahil tinanggihan niya ang alok nito. Ganoon ba iyon? The one and only. Thank you for the offer, Pani. I'm really flattered. But like I kept telling your assistant, I will not accept your offer. Lalo na ngayon at nalaman ko na malinaw ang kapritso mo lang ito. If you're concerned I'm being imprudent, I assure you I'm not. Dagdag niya na binigyang diin ang huling kataga. Touchy. Aren't we? Can I be honest with you, Pani? By all means. You look like someone who's just getting your own way. I think a shot of disappointment once in a while would you do good. And why is that? To remind you that somewhere in the dictionary, there's a word there called humility. At dito na po nagtatapos ang part 3 ng ating kwento. Sabay-sabay po nating abangan ang susunod na kabanata. Be good, be safe, and God bless everyone.